Okay, it was Monday, first day spring term, and we had some snow. Logins, everybody got logged in, and we're set. NET-203, course basics, talked about networks today, and we talked a little bit about learning. I mentioned how important it is to focus and spending some time on the curriculum. The curriculum's new, so let me know if you run across any mistakes or issues with the curriculum, and you can just like record the section, what chapter, section, and what you found. I only found one mistake, and I mentioned that in class, but the really good part is Cisco has new certifications, and all the curriculum is geared to the new Cisco Certified Network Associate. That's the name. Cisco Certified Network Associate, CCNA. And the curriculum was released in December, so it's brand new. We talked about a bunch of things today. And first of all, this whole diagram is a topology. And basically down here, we would call it a logical topology at this point. We took a look at PC in the room. They have a network interface card, and from that PC in our room, it just happens to be blue cables, but they got a blue cable that eventually runs up to the switch, and we looked at that in the room. Now, the cable actually comes from the PC to a box on the table, and then there goes up to a patch panel, and then there's a patch cable from the patch panel that actually goes to the switch. Okay, so we got that connection, and then the connection to the switch. So that would be, if we talk about the specifics on how it's connected, that would be the physical connection. Okay? And if we talked about which rooms everything is in, for example, this multi-layered switch is in a different room than the classroom. I don't show it here, but if we were doing a physical topology, we would show all that. We talked about a host. All these end devices, this printer in another room, and then we talked about a client-server environment where the client communicates to, let's say, a server, which could be a print server. So then, if we were to look at this, if this computer says it wants to print to this printer, it would actually send the message over here to the print server, and then that would divvy it up to the correct printer. Okay, or you could print to a different printer up here. If we had this scenario where we had some host connected to another host, and that host had a printer connected to it, we could have what would be called a peer-to-peer network. These are called end devices, and the networking equipment that they go through, like this switch, this multi-layered switch, this firewall, this device here, those are all called intermediate devices. Another example is we have an access point for Wi-Fi connection, so it's wireless. So we have a phone, and it can connect Wi-Fi to the access point, and then it uses either fiber or wire to connect into the main campus. And then we have a fiber connection going to the Iowa Communications Network, which is our internet service provider. Over here we have wired connections. So we have wire at the college. This happens to be fiber from the firewall to the main campus. And then here is Wi-Fi or wireless. Another example you could use for wireless would be a connection to a cell tower. And that cell tower then can be connected into your service provider, who then can connect into the internet. And if you're worried about security of this here or the security for Wi-Fi, either way, you can use a virtual private network. You can encrypt the information here so that as it communicates to your VPN provider, and then they send it back out the internet, but the information then is encrypted so people can't see it, and then it's decrypted when it needs to be used. The college has a VPN set up, at least they used to, with Charles City. From the main campus, the information then gets encrypted here, go to Charles City, decrypted, use it. This would be a local area network here, and this connection through would be called a wide area network. When it sends it back, it encrypts it, goes through the internet, and comes back to main campus. We gave the example of a bank connected into the internet over here too. With the password, we talked about what you had to do to change it. Information communications technology, we looked at some major goals that the IT program has. We talked a little bit about the Consumer Electronics Show. And we talked about, using search in Google is a great way to learn things, but when it comes to doing configurations on things that we should have configured or set up previously, we should have good notes, we should have a journal that has specific information that you need in order to configure devices. We get in the habit of using this so much we can't distinguish when this is excellent for some things but not necessarily others. But we'll try to help you identify that. So what are the students doing? We have going to work in the curriculum. That's the key thing. And then packet tracer. You want to watch those videos about packet tracer and then make sure you try to get it installed on the computer you'll be using most often for the course. And that's it for today.